きめのお手荷物は頭上のロッカーにお入れいただき、小さなお手荷物は前方の座席の下にお入れください。非常口付近にお座りのお客様、離着陸の際は身の回りの小さなものを含むすべてのお手荷物を頭上のロッカーにお入れください。機内でのお手荷物
to welcome you aboard your Jetstar flight Jetstar 15 direct line up to Osaka, landing at Kansai Airport this evening. We're on the flight deck, Senior First Officer Ian Dockin. Great cab manager up looking after your comfort and safety in the cabin, and also a wonderful team looking after you today. So it's the last of the bags going on the aircraft at the moment. We've got 2 flights going out of here today, an off-schedule flight to Tokyo and also ourselves. So we're doing our best to get the aircraft underway, and with the inclement conditions outside slowing things down just a bit. But the last bags are going on the aircraft at the moment. We're only waiting on about 6 or 7 passengers still to make their way down to the gate, and then we should be going. Flying time through to Osaka today, around about 6 hours and 40 minutes, taking off down to the south. Left-hand turn, then making our way up almost directly up along the paralleling the coast through to Cape York, and then a right turn over New Guinea. Out across the Pacific, past the Mariana Islands on our right-hand side and directly through to Japan. Weather en route is obviously we're well and truly entrenched in the wet season in the southern hemisphere, so a lot of rain around. Going to be leaving the seatbelts on a little while after departure, and once we do get into some clear air, we'll get that off. And should be pretty smooth sailing most of the way through to Japan today. Very strong jet stream winds flying over Japan this time of the year, wind up around almost 400 kilometres per hour at altitude. So we're going to be turning the seatbelts on very early for our descent into Japan today, just for your safety and also our crews. Obviously we do apologise for the delay. We've got quite a few people on the aircraft who are obviously trying to go up to Osaka over the last day or so. Just to fill you in what happened yesterday, this aircraft operated back in from Honolulu on Monday, and it required some maintenance that was due to be done on the aircraft, which was done yesterday morning. Unfortunately, the company who Qantas contract to manoeuvre the aircraft around on the ground at Melbourne Airport had a series of breakdowns yesterday with the tugs. This aircraft's quite large, and it weighs almost, when it's empty, just over 100,000 kilograms, so you can't just use like a normal tug to manoeuvre around. The heavyweight tug actually broke down, and they had a lack of staff actually to be able to manoeuvre those aircraft around with people away over the Christmas holidays. That meant that the aircraft actually was almost 4 hours late to being towed up from the hangar. Unfortunately, that meant that the crew who were going to operate the aircraft up from Melbourne yesterday were actually ended up going out of hours due to the legal restriction requirements that we have now. There's quite stringent fatigue and rules that apply to both ourselves and also the cabin crew, which restricts the amount of time that we can actually spend at work. So unfortunately that meant that the aircraft was cancelled. Both Ben and I were due to fly the aircraft up yesterday as well, so we will be doing what we can to get through to Japan relatively quickly and get off the gate hopefully in the next 10 minutes or so. We'll leave you now with the rest of our great cabin crew. We hope you enjoy the flight up. We'll be making it as speedily as we can on the way through Japan. So the weather is fine of you. About 10 degrees today and a stay light, not 6 degrees. Enjoy the flight and I'll talk to you later on.
As we prepare for takeoff, it is important that you have to familiar of this Boeing 787 aircraft. Be sure to come the maneuvers to you and listen carefully.
Hello again. We want you to have a safe and enjoyable flight, so please listen closely while we take you through the safety requirements for our Boeing 787. Your crew are highly trained to help keep you safe, so make sure you listen to and follow their instructions. As we get underway, please make sure your personal electronic devices are in a flight safe mode or otherwise completely switched off. Your carry-on baggage and larger electronic devices should now be placed either under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. Check that your seat back is upright, your tray table is stowed away, and your arm and head rest your brace position, along with other important safety information. The 787 has 8 emergency exits, which we'll now show you. 2 at the front, 2 in front of the wing, 2 behind the wing, and 2 at the back of the cabin. Lights will illuminate, pull on the loose strap to tighten. Only inflate your life jacket as you leave the aircraft by pulling down on the red tag. You can top up your life jacket by blowing into this mouthpiece. The life jacket also has a whistle and a light to attract attention. There are emergency escape and flotation devices accessible from each exit. By law, you must not tamper with or remove any aircraft equipment unless authorized.
with just a light variable breeze around the vicinity of the airport. It's actually a lovely night around Osaka. There's seeming just a little bit of cloud around. Osaka Air Traffic Controller helping us out. We're going to get straight into approach this evening. We're not sure which runway we'll be landing on yet, but hopefully we'll get a runway change on the way in and a short taxi, and otherwise there'll be a bit of a taxi around on the ground. And with that in mind, and the winds, we have just started to edge into now. We've got a quarter inch tailwind on the aircraft at the moment, at 200 kilometres per hour, that's helping us along. That wind's actually almost going to double in speed over the next 20 minutes. We're going to ask the cabin crew to start to prepare the cabin shortly, in just over 10 minutes time. So if you happen to use the facilities prior to landing in Osaka, we highly recommend that you get that done over the next 10 minutes or so, as the seatbelt sign's going to be going on prior to us commencing our descent down into Osaka this evening. With those extremely strong jet stream winds, you can get some extreme turbulence going into Japan. But as a precaution, both for you and also for our crew, the seatbelt sign will be going on at this stage in probably around about 17 to 18 minutes time. Just on behalf of the entire crew, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us. We hope you have enjoyed the flight up from Cairns. It's been quite a nice flight for us today, and we look forward to seeing you
The
again.
seatbelt of infants and children travelling with you is now fastened. The cabin crew team will now be seated for landing. Thank you.
Welcome to Osaka, where the local time is 7:20 p.m. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Today, we will disembark using the second forward left-hand door. If you can do so without unfastening your seatbelt, you may now switch to mobile phone off the flight mode or other electronic devices connected with all materials such as terminal building. Smoking is certainly not allowed inside the aircraft or to all airport buildings. Take care when opening the locker just in case any item inside have moved during the flight, and you check that you have all your personal information before leaving the aircraft. If you have checked luggage on this flight, you can collect your luggage from the baggage claim after disembarking. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, for your safety and the safety of those customers around you, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. On behalf of Captain Darren and your onboard team today, thank you for choosing to fly with Jetstar. We look forward to see you again. Thank you and good night.